With most of us living a far more sedentary existence right now than perhaps we're used to, your hips are really suffering. All the sitting and the lack of exercise is going to have a very negative effect on your hips, which in turn have a negative effect on all the other parts of your body. In today's short sequence, I'm going to take you through some really delicious ways to open up and relax your hip joints as well. It is a short sequence, so anybody can find time to fit this into their day, and in fact, to get the most benefit out of it, you could even repeat this over the course of the day. We're going to begin in a seated position. I will see you on the mat. Come to the mat or down onto the floor and just take a seated position, crossing the legs. Relax your knees, let them melt down towards the floor. Relax your feet and your ankles, and just take a couple of deep breaths to shut out the outside world, to bring you into your body and into your mind. You can breathe in through the nose and maybe just release the breath with a gentle sigh through the mouth. Find space between the pelvis and the ribs, sitting up tall, the long spine as you reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders are down and away from the ears. You can relax your jawline, your eyelids, everything becoming heavy just for a few moments. Focusing your attention on your breath. Giving yourself permission to take time out for a few minutes, to take some time for self-care. So important in the course of the day. Taking a deep breath, just preparing yourself for movement. I'm going to take the left leg and just scoop it under your right leg, drawing your heel towards your bum. Taking the right foot, you're going to lift that over the left knee and place it on the floor, so it's just kind of in line with the knee. See if you can get the flat of your foot onto the floor. You might notice that your weight shifts a little bit as you do this. So you're aiming to press the sit bones down as evenly as you can. Now, if you find that your weight is shifting, you either need to use a cushion, a block, a pillow, something to even out the balance, or it may be that this position is too extreme for you right now. So alternatives might be to just, it may be enough for you to just bend the knee and hug it in towards your body. It may be that you need to take the left leg and just straighten it, scooping the right foot over that way. So find the position that works best for you, but aim to have the sit bones pressing down as evenly and balanced as you can. Interlace the fingers and just draw your palms onto that right knee so that you can create some traction, pulling your belly towards your thigh. And in doing so, you'll notice that it lifts you out of your pelvis. It causes you to lift your upper body. Now, we're not here to put strain or effort into the joints, into the muscles. You want to actually relax into this a little bit more. So as you lift up from the waist upwards, allow your body from the waist downwards to become heavy, to give way to gravity, to let body weight take over and do all the work for you. You're going to feel this across your right hip, maybe into your right buttock. It can be quite intense. So take your breath to the parts of you that feel like they're having to work quite hard. Feel the expansion of the inhale and softening, the giving way as you breathe out. Now you'll find your body will shift and change, and it'll shift and change quite quickly. So it may be that you can place your palms on the floor and lean forward just very, very gently. You don't have to lean far for this to intensify the sensation in your hip. So just a little bit of a lean forward, palms to the floor. Tuck your chin towards your chest and just melt and soften. With each exhale, just heavier and heavier. Each inhale, Feel the expansion through the back, through the hips. Making a commitment to finding stillness, stillness in your breath, stillness in your body, which of course leads to stillness in your mind. Taking a breath in, you can raise your body back to upright. Just draw your hands along your legs, give them a little touch as you go. Interlace your fingers, draw your torso upright once again, just feeling the space, feeling what's changed in your body in just a short space of time. Using your hands, you're going to have one hand on the knee, one hand at the ankle. Just gently scoop your right leg over the left, and then you can release that left knee. Take your hands behind you, the fingertips pointing away, and just let your knees drop to one side and drop to the other. It doesn't matter if your knees come to the floor. You're just creating some movement into the parts of you that have been so still. And coming back to center. Going to do the same on the opposite side now. So this time we're going to curl the right leg under the left. Take that right heel close in towards your buttock if you can. Scooping the left leg over the right. Interlacing your fingers to draw your belly towards your thigh, lifting yourself out of your pelvis. Feel how that changes the sensation in your hip as well. You might feel a little bit of a squeeze into the hip joint itself, a little bit of compression. That's actually a good thing at this point. Taking a big breath in, then just releasing. Feeling your lower body soften and sink down into the floor. And remember, if this is too much, you just straighten the lower leg. You're still going to get benefit from this. Just straightening that lower leg changes the intensity a little bit. So make your decision as to where you feel that you can be still the longest. Don't choose the hardest version of the pose because you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. Choose what's right for your body in this moment. As you shift, as your body opens just that little bit more, you might find that you can place your hands on the floor in front of you, maybe leaning just gently forward. Shoulders are down and away from the ears, relaxing your feet. Scan your body and just check in for the parts of you that you might be holding on to tension. It's so easy for tension to creep in without our conscious awareness. And part of our practice today is actually about becoming aware, paying attention to what's happening in your body and how you can consciously change it. Keep your attention on your breath, drawing the breath all the way down into the belly, breathing into the sides of the body and the back. You might get some tummy gurgles, some bubbling, which is pretty cool. It means your energy's shifting. And that's a good thing. Taking an inhale, drawing yourself upwards. Again, just taking a moment to interlace the fingers, pull your belly in towards your thigh as you raise yourself up, and just notice what's changed. How does it feel different? Does it feel easier to sit up taller? And then you can use your hands, one hand at the knee, one hand at the ankle, just lifting that left leg over the right. Take your hands behind you and just drop the knees from side to side. Feels better already, right? Coming back to center, you're going to bring the soles of the feet together. With the soles of the feet together, I want you to draw your heels as close to your body as you can go without putting too much strain on the knees and without causing your back to round. So try and sit up as tall as you can, drawing the heels in towards the body. And wherever they get to is just perfect. You're going to start to feel a little bit of tension on the inner thigh. That's what you're looking for. You don't want to feel like you're at your maximum, but you do want to feel something. Sitting up tall, creating space in the upper body, sending the hips down into the floor, the sit bones pressing down equally, make sure they're balanced. And then you're going to press your right elbow to your right thigh. Take your left hand to your left knee and gently press it down. Try and straighten that left arm and twist to look over your left shoulder. Now, you're not looking all the way over your left shoulder. You're just looking in that general direction. You can feel a lengthening. There's space between the top of the pelvis and the lower ribs. You can feel your thighs, your hips opening a little bit here too. Try and keep your spine long. Don't allow it to round. If you find that this is a little bit intense on your neck, you can always look down at the floor. You're still going to get the same stretch in the side of the body. You're still going to get the stretch through the hips. Just changes the tension in your neck. So if you are feeling that it's just not comfortable for your neck to be here, just look down towards the floor. Take a breath in and release it. Maybe squeezing a little bit more as you feel your body shift and change. Take a breath in, prepare to move. As you exhale, release the left hand, release the right elbow, and just lean forward with a long spine, releasing any tension from the lower back, maybe shifting the weight from side to side, coming all the way back up to center. You're going to bend the left elbow and take the right palm to the right knee. You're looking over that right shoulder now. Feeling the stretch, feeling that opening between the pelvis and the ribs all the way into your lower back, but also feeling that down through the hips and into the knees. It's pretty juicy. Don't lose the focus on your breath. It's so easy to get lost in the movement that you're doing. You forget. You need to keep breathing. And taking a breath in, as you breathe out, you can release the right arm, release the left elbow, and leaning forward, just imagine that you're pushing your chest forward. Take a breath, let it go. And take your hands to your knees, drawing your knees together, and just give them a hug, wrapping your elbows around your knees. Let your forehead sink down and just rest on top of the knees if you can. Feel that stretch through the upper part of your spine. Giving your knees a hug. It's almost like you're giving yourself a hug. Again, it's nice to introduce a little bit of motion, maybe some side to side rocking, swaying the neck, feeling yourself just relaxing more and more with every breath, with every movement. Pay attention to the changes taking place throughout your body and in your mind. Release the knees and roll yourself down onto your back. As you lower down onto the back, cross your right ankle at your left knee. Once you have the right ankle just resting at that left knee, take a breath in. As you breathe out, let both the knee and the foot sink towards the left side of your body. So you're resting your right foot and you're letting your left thigh just roll towards that left side. Keep your shoulders pressed down into the floor, maybe turning your head in the opposite direction if it feels good. And you can also raise the arms up above the head, just hugging the elbows if that doesn't feel too intense. Now just make sure if you're going to raise the arms up that you don't lose the position of the legs. Each time you exhale, relax your back more and more into the floor. Scan your body for any part of you that might be holding on to tension. And breathe out. Your breath is so powerful. You can do so much just by focusing on your breathing. Finding stillness, making a commitment to it. Giving yourself permission to slow down just for a few moments. Release your hands if you've chosen to lay them above the head. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Try and roll through the base of your spine, your foot, bringing your legs back to center. Draw your right knee into your chest. Just pull it into your chest and release it. Make sure your ankles relaxed, your toes are soft before you return the right foot all the way down to the floor. Just adjust yourself, make sure that you can feel your back pressed evenly, everything feels comfortable before you draw the left knee to the left ankle to the right knee. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Everything sinks to the right side. So this time it's your left foot and your right knee all the way over to the right side. And you can raise up your elbows above your head, give them a little hug. Feel that stretch throughout the whole body. Take some breaths, enjoying the sensation. Enjoying the stillness, the opportunity to just slow down. Focus on your breathing. Allow your thoughts to come and go, and you can acknowledge them, but you don't need to get involved with them. You give yourself permission to fully relax, to fully immerse yourself in stillness. This is where you have some of your best ideas, where you can solve all your problems, get really creative. So let your thoughts bubble up as they want to. You might be surprised by what you discover. Take an inhale. And returning the hands to the side of the body as you exhale. Press through the sole of the foot. Roll through your lower back, your hips. And just draw your left knee into your chest. Drawing it in and allowing it to just lift away. Just a few times, just rocking the knee. And then returning the left foot to the floor. Adjusting your position once again, make sure that everything feels balanced through your hips, your shoulders pressing down into the floor. This time, you're going to pull the right knee into your chest and then cross your right knee over your left. So this time, rather than the ankle, it's the knee. Taking a breath in, you're going to allow the knees to fall all the way over to the left side once again. Both knees sinking to the left. Try and keep your shoulders pressed into the floor. Now it's going to be much more intense across your hip this time. Make sure that you're not going too far. If you need to grab a cushion or a pillow just to place under the knees, if you find that your knees are not reaching the floor, give yourself plenty of support. Don't overstretch. Don't force your body into a position it's not ready for. You're going to feel this into your lower back and across your hip. And it might feel good to just press the palm of your right hand, or the heel of your right hand actually, into your lower back. Just pressing and squeezing. If it feels good, you can even take your thumb. I quite like to press my thumb into my back as I'm here. You can feel all the tension, just it almost melts away under your fingers. Gently pressing your thumb around the sides of the spine, the edges of the spine, and following the line of your pelvis. Just little pushes, maybe circles, presses up and down. If you find a really juicy spot, just hang out there. Each time you breathe, relaxing the knees more and more to the left. You can use your left hand, just placing it on the top of your thigh, and that'll help to create a little more sensation, allowing the knees to sink even further down into the floor. Take a deep breath in and out. Each breath an invitation to go deeper, taking you further and further, but without pushing or forcing, without pressure. Your body will tell you when it's ready to move. And as you breathe out once again, you can begin to slowly push through the feet, push through the legs, draw your tummy muscles back towards your spine, protecting your lower back. Coming back to center, draw your right knee into your chest and just hold that right knee for a moment, allowing your hips to find their position. Make sure that your lower back is fully aligned. Make circles as you draw the knee to the chest. And as the right side of your hip starts to feel more comfortable, maybe draw the left knee and just rock from side to side, forward and back, creating a little bit of motion, ironing out your lower spine. It feels really delicious to do this. And then return the feet to the floor. Centering yourself once again. You're going to pull the left knee in towards the chest and then scoop that left knee all the way over to the right knee. Take a breath in and let your legs sink to the right side. As they sink down, try and keep your shoulders pressed into the floor as much as possible. Just let the knees rest. Grab a pillow. Remember, you don't need to have the knees touching the floor. They don't even have to go far for this to be effective. You're going to feel a pull across the hip, but of course you're going to feel this into your lower back. And you can use your palm to just press and gently release the muscles of the back, Or if it feels really good, use your thumb. Gently press and release, following the line of your spine, following the pelvis. Little circles, or maybe up and down motion. You'll know when you do this yourself. You'll know what feels good. You'll know what works for you. And you'll find these really kind of sweet spots as you're working that just, you know that you want to just put some pressure on it. And oh, the relief that comes from doing that is just divine. Keep your body heavy. Now, just because you're using your thumb to do these little presses, don't allow everything else to become tense. Keep your focus on your breathing. Each time you breathe out, notice if your spine can just relax a little bit more, your back muscles relaxing more and more. Find some stillness. Breathe deeply, maybe placing your hand to your thigh. If you feel you need the intensity, if your gravity's doing the work and that's enough for you, then that's all you need to do. Just hang there. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, begin to roll. Roll through the soles of the feet, the lower back. Keep drawing your belly in towards the spine. Come back to center. Pull your knee into your chest, holding for a moment. Begin to rock. Maybe make circles. Bringing your pelvis back to alignment. Draw the right knee into the chest if it feels good, and begin to massage the whole of the lower back, side to side, forward and back. Breathing deeply into your belly, into your back. And then you can return the feet to the floor with the knees together. Just walk your feet out wide to the corners of your mat. Let your knees fall together, taking all of the pressure from your lower back. Hands to the side of the body, the palms facing up, opening your chest. Take a deep breath in and breathing out. And you can relax here as long as you feel you need to, as long as you feel comfortable. Rising only when you're ready to come back into the world and to tackle the remainder of your day.